Today, let's talk about something bizarre.
What if I told you about a killer who didn't just commit murders, but turned them into a public spectacle? A boogeyman who haunted an entire generation in California. A man who called himself the Zodiac. And the most terrifying part? He was never caught. It all started in the late 1960s. A time of peace and love, right? Not in Northern California. The Zodiac began his reign of terror with a series of brutal, seemingly random attacks. Young couples parked in lovers' lanes. A lone taxi driver just trying to make a living. His victims were ordinary people, which made the fear so much more potent. It could have been anyone. It could have been you. But this killer wasn't content to just hide in the shadows. No, he craved the spotlight. He wanted everyone to know his name. And that's when the letters started arriving. Picture this. You're an editor at the San Francisco Chronicle, sorting through the day's mail. You open an envelope and find a handwritten letter. The script is almost childlike, but the words are pure evil. The author claims credit for recent murders and includes chilling details that only the killer could know. He taunted the police, mocked their inability to catch him, and then came the ciphers. He mailed these complex coded messages to the newspapers, demanding they be published on the front page, or he would kill again. One of them began with the now infamous line, "This is the Zodiac speaking." When police got that first letter, when they saw the cipher and the bloody fragment of victim's shirt he included as proof, they knew they weren't just dealing with a murderer. They knew a monster was writing. One of the ciphers, the Z408, was cracked by a high school teacher and his wife. It was a rambling, terrifying confession. The killer claimed he was collecting slaves for the afterlife. Think about that. The sheer twisted grandiosity. He saw himself as a god, playing a game with human lives. He gave himself a name, a symbol, a circle with a cross through it, and plastered it all over his correspondence, turning himself into a living, breathing brand of terror. The police were stumped. They had descriptions, but they were inconsistent. They had letters, but the handwriting analysis led nowhere. They had a massive manhunt, but the Zodiac was always one step ahead, a ghost in the machine. He'd even call the police dispatch after an attack, calmly report his own crimes before vanishing. The calls, the letters, the ciphers, it was all a performance, and California was his unwilling audience. The official attacks stopped in the early 70s, but the letters continued for years. Then, silence. The case went cold, but the fear never did. Over the decades, countless suspects have been named. Arthur Lee